A boy's world shattered. Now his only mission is revenge. Join him on a journey fueled by loss, danger, and unrelenting determination. The scene unfolds with the Taeha attacking Heeman, and he knocks him out. Then Heeman asks Taeha while he was laying on the ground, "What are you trying to do? You came all this way here, and now you are just going to leave? You will regret leaving me alive, you know?" Taeha responds, "Sorry, but I have my own rules. If you were from Cheonggu, I would have killed you." Taeha threats him, "Don't chase, don't stop, don't even stand out. If you help the Cheonggu group again, there won't be a second time. If you still don't understand, think of it as paying back the cigarette I borrowed." Heeman smiles and whispers, "A cigarette for my life. So cheap?" The scene shifts back to Taeha driving a car. Suddenly, he feels pain in stomach, and it is shown that he has a deep cut in his abdomen. He exclaims, "Fortunately, it's not too deep. I can still move." 32 minutes remaining until the 17-year revenge is complete. Suddenly, he remembers an old memory of his family. His mom covers his eyes and instructs him, "Don't look. Taeha, don't look." He runs towards his dad, but his dad tells his mom to take Taeha and run away. It is shown that his dad was an executive director of Cheonggu Group, Jin Soo-hyuk. His mom grabs his hand and tries to run away, but she looks back at mercenaries and instructs Taeha, "Listen carefully. Find a life jacket and jump into the sea. You have to survive, okay?" One mercenary points his gun at Taeha's mom and exclaims, "This is really frustrating. I told you to kill them all and blow it up." Taeha realizes that those killers are Koreans. His mom tells him to go, and he starts running. However, a huge explosion occurs in the ship. The scene shifts back to the current time in Gangbok's secret annex. A lady asks, "So who is the bastard who killed executive director Kim In-soo?" It is shown that she is a Cheong Group department store president Jin Joo-hee, eldest daughter. A man responds, "Isn't it a crime of passion? Didn't we have 2 more families hidden away in secret?" He is a president of Cheong Group Corporation Jin Jae-sung, second son. Joo-hee exclaims, "So disgusting. I really don't know why he was like that." Jae-sung responds, "Is it something you should say considering you live with a bunch of lovers?" Another man asks, "How much of the holding company's shares did executive director Kim own? It needs to be sorted out quickly. He is a director of Cheong Group Motors Jim Jongwon, fourth son." Suddenly a man hits the table and shouts, "Silence." And it is shown that it is a secret family meeting of Cheong Group. Jin Gu-ho, the chairman of the Cheong Group Electronics, speaks, "Go ahead and speak, Cheong." His eldest son, Jim Chom, who is an executive director of Cheong Group Electronics, exclaims, "Yes, there are only 2 employees left at the scene. We have also confirmed that there are no other witnesses. I didn't gain much from asking, so I have dealt with those friends. Well, I didn't know anything about them since they were secondary subcontractors. I made sure to talk to the police so that the story wouldn't leak." His father, Jin Gu-ho, throws a glass of wine at him and asks, "What about the Oseong faction?" He smiles and responds, "Well, I don't know anything. When I asked someone if they were innocent, they sent Cha Heeman. You know Heeman, right? The one who is ranked 7th on their side." His father again throws wine at him and says, "You don't even know who killed him, and you haven't been able to find him for 24 hours, and you even reported it to the Oseong faction. If the chairman and Soo-hyuk hadn't died 17 years ago, someone as incompetent as you wouldn't have even been able to enter this house." Surprisingly, he answers with a smile on his face, "Well, even if he is hiding in South Korea, it's still within the palm of Cheonggu's hand. I will find him within 12 hours. Joo-hee whispers in Jae-sung's ear, "Why does brother always treat the eldest like that? No matter how much he hates him, he is still his son." Jae-sung answers, "It's not because of hatred. Apparently, it's something scary." Jim Chong walks out of the room and asks his secretary to give him phone, "And what about the boys?" She responds, "They are ready." Jin Chong wipes his face with napkin and exclaims, "I wonder how he will come." The scene shifts back to Taeha driving a car. He narrates, "I have been thoroughly investigating Cheonggu since that day 17 years ago, when I was taken by the Salermo family. After grandfather passed away, the eldest son, Jin Gu-ho, inherited the shares and became the chairman. It was all smoothly carried out even before the funeral was over. Jin Gu-ho took advantage of the chaos caused by the failure of the war on crime. He allied with other factions, like the Ocean Fashion, to expand his power. Since then, it became the Cheonlu's world, but in case of emergency, they all gather in the secret annex to hold a family meeting. That has been the case since the time of my grandfather. That's the way it's always been done. Neither the system nor the tradition has changed. He killed them just to get a spot in the system my grandfather created, both my father and mother, and even. The scene shifts to the looking at the monitor. He notices something and asks, "What's with that car?" He asks on call, "Manager, are we expecting anyone?" What, there is none. It's rushing towards the front door, and at such a fast pace, what kind of crazy guy would? Raise the bollard. Taeha increases his speed and narrates, "There is no need for tricks or anything. To you who have lived cowardly, strategic planning is worthless." He hits the barriers and comes out of his car, slashing everyone while he narrates, "I just don't want you to forget so that I can tell you I have returned." The scene shifts to Juhee asking, "What's going on? What's that noise? Is that coming from the front gate?" Chong laughs, and Jongwon asks him, "Hey Jinchong, what's the commotion outside? Check it quickly." He answers, "There is no need to." Surprisingly, every guard in the room aimed their guns at the family, except Jin Chung. Juhee gets scared and asks, "What is this?" Everyone starts panicking, and Chung stands up. His father says, "Jin Chung, you wouldn't." He announces, "Well, you knew it would turn out like this. The reason you hated me, it's because you are afraid of losing your seat, right? You are scared you would end up like grandfather, because the one who killed grandfather and uncle was me." The scene shifts back to Taeha. He narrates, "This is the start of my 17 years plan." The chapter unfolds with the Taeha in front of bodyguards, and they exclaim, "It's an attack. Everyone, get your gear, it's just one guy." The scene shifts back to inside the mansion where Jin Jae-sung stands up from his seat and shouts, "Hey, Jin Chung, are you crazy? What are you doing right now? How could you aim a gun at your family?" Chung responds, "Me? What did I do? I didn't do anything." Jae-sung yells at him, "How dare you joke around right now, you bastard." His brother also angrily says, "Hey, you bastards, put your guns down." Juhee looks back and asks her bodyguard, "Hey Moon Young-min, are you siding with Jin Chung?" She responds, "I'm sorry." Moon Young-min is a bodyguard of Jin Juhee and also the first daughter. Park Junho, the bodyguard of Jin Jae-sung, exclaims, "No hard feeling, it's just that the merits of betrayal are too tempting." Wang Jun-yuk, the bodyguard of Jin Jongwon, says, "That's why you should have raised our wages a bit. You can't make us work 120 hours a week and only pay us an all-inclusive wage." Moon Dane, the bodyguard of Jin Chong, also aims her gun at family members. The chairman exclaims, "Although it's impossible for others, I never thought that even you guys would do it." He asks his bodyguard, "Are you really betraying us?" Baek Junsu. He answers, "I'm not protecting the chairman. I'm protecting Chonggu." Baek Junsu, an exclusive bodyguard of the former chairman and head of Chong Security. Jongwon angrily says, "Wake up, you bastards. Do you think we are living in Joseon era? Do you really think you will get a position in Chonggu by doing this?" The committee. Suddenly, his bodyguard shoots him. Juhee and Jae-sung starts panicking and their bodyguards kill them. Chung walks towards the chairman, and he exclaims, "I have always thought one day you would do this. Ever since your healthy little brother dies of acute leukemia, and his wife demanded a divorce without even wanting a settlement. I have had a feeling that it was all your doing. That's why I kept you away." Chung walks towards his father while swinging a gun in his hand. He says, "You sure have a lot to say. You had grandfather and brother killed 17 years ago to the Gulf of Aden, where they didn't even need to go. Using the excuse of being from the special forces, who was it that pushed them into the storm?" He shouts, "So what? If Suyuk gave the chairman position to his son, we won't get any position." Chung angrily asks his father, "But why? Didn't you give me the successor position?" He reveals, "Because I know that I will die if I give you the successor position." Chung responds, "That's true, but now that I hear it myself, I'm quite upset." His father announces, "Even if you kill me here, you will never be able to sit in the chairman's position." "Because," Chung exclaims, "I know, power transfers from physical and political coups aren't recognized. That's the committee's laws, right? But what should I do? The ones causing the mess outside aren't on our side." He curiously asks, "What? Then who is it?" Chung shoots his father and reveals who else, the noble who has waited for 17 years, who will cover up this entire thing. The scene shifts back, Taeha brutally killing all the bodyguards. He narrates, "The main force of Cheonggu Group is the guards of Cheonggu Security, the bodyguards of the family, who are at least the level of general managers, are especially important. I can just think of this as a group of people stronger than that guy from back then. Then there is no problem." Taeha uses one bodyguard to avoid being shot, and other guards stop shooting, but Taeha brutally kills them all. One guard announces, "Evacuate the chairman first." Taeha throws his knife at him, but surprisingly it was blocked by someone. He exclaims, "What are you doing, you fools? You can't clean this up quietly?" They are all going inside. 3 guards stood in front of Taeha: Cheonggu Security Department Head Kim Il-seok, Cheonggu Security Department Head Kim Chol-soo, Cheonggu Security Department Head Yang Chul-ho. Chol-soo announces, "Fine, I will finish this myself." Il-seok responds, "Hey, catching those small fries won't help with your personnel evaluation." The scene shifts back to Taeha, and he was suffering in pain from the wound on his abdomen. Suddenly, Chol-soo punches him and shouts, "How dare you attack this place? You are causing such a fuss." Taeha responds, "Yeah, you are right. It's not time to take care of stamina." Taeha slashes him, and it makes Il-seok and Chul-ho angry, but Taeha also kills both of them using his daggers. Taeha picks up his daggers and walks inside the mansion while he narrates, "It was delayed longer than I thought. It's strangely quiet. Did they escape through a route I didn't know?" Taeha walks inside the mansion and Chung says, "You are here. You worked hard. Sit down and rest for a while." Taeha asks him, "What is all this? Jin Jae-sung, Jinjui Jin Jongwon, Chairman Jin Guho?" Chung tells Taeha, "You look better than I thought. It seems you still take care of your skin, even while living as a killer." "It's been a while, Taeha. You remember me, right?" Taeha responds, "Jin Chung, Jin Guho's eldest son." Chung exclaims, "You are speaking informally, you bastard. Is my father your friend? It's a shame to leave, so I have been waiting, but I still think it's my duty to explain. If you don't want to sit, just listen while standing. It won't take long. Do you remember 17 years ago? You were rescued by the Italian mafia when you almost died. Actually, that time." All of a sudden, Chung's secretary tells him, "The helicopter is ready. Let's go, it's too dangerous." Chung responds, "Damn it, so frustrating. I told you I would come out once I'm done talking." Suddenly, Taeha realizes that it's the same sound, the one who killed my family 17 years ago. Taeha sees a flashback of a man who killed his parents. He angrily says, "Jin Chung, it was you?" Chung smiles and responds, "Gosh, what should I say? You are going to keep speaking informally? You are making me want to kill you." Taeha answers, "Try. Because I came to do that."